We're here to talk about speakers. It's so easy to become overwhelmed by the amount of choice when it comes to speakers. After a lot of deliberation, we figured that the easiest way to simplify the range of speakers available today is actually through the setup that you're going to be using them in, rather than the speaker type. Home settings, or little studio setups, club settings, big event settings basically, or party settings. You want mobile party speakers. So those three categories in mind, we're going to give you our speaker recommendations and we're going to tell you what to look for your setup. So let's start with your home setup and the speakers that are designed for small rooms, close listening and small DJ or studio setups at home. These speakers are often referred to as monitor speakers. You'll get two. These days they mostly come with inbuilt amps as well. Speakers like this are available at professional audio stores. Places that are a little bit more commercial would rarely sell something as professional as this. For a good set of monitor speakers, you'd be looking to spend anywhere between $400 to $1,000. Honestly, it's totally subjective. Our best advice is to go to the store if you can and actually have a listen. The way to tell if they're monitors is that there's a pair and they're normally between about 4 and 7 inch in the cone size.
What different type of speakers are on the market?
Good question. Point of the video. I think the better question is, what are my recommendations? I think it's time to talk about recommendations now. Keep it simple. Our favorite monitor speakers are the KRK Classic 5s, the JBL and the Atom T5Vs. Why? The KRK Classic 5s have a real good punch, they're nice and compact, they look good, and they're really affordable. The JBLs are so rich, so much depth to the sound, and we just love them, they're so vibey. And the Atom T5Vs, the ones that we use here in our studio, the clarity is insane. 5 inches is good for just about any size room at home. But remember, these are mostly just for you. They're not designed to be loud. They're designed to be in a small room. Setup number 2 for small parties or small gatherings. Often referred to as loudspeakers, these become a little bit more complex and your setup becomes a lot more variable. For speakers that you want to be able to move about with, like a mobile DJ, what you want to think about, fill up the space that you need to fill up. The key to this is the more watts you've got, the more volume you've got, the bigger the cone, the more frequency range you're going to get. If you've got a big space, but you don't want a lot of bass, go for a smaller speaker, more power. But a bigger space or an outdoor space, you want as much power and as much size as possible. Our favorite PA and mobile DJ speakers are the Yamaha or the EV Evolve speakers. Our top tip when it comes to PA speaker setups is to get 2. Reason being, if you've got one really loud speaker at one point in the room, those who are close to the speaker are going to hear and have a very different experience to those who are further away from the speaker. One speaker pushing out heaps of volume isn't anywhere near as good as 2 speakers pushing out less volume across the room. Plus it gives you the left and right bonus. You can also go with a sub. It might cost you a little bit more, but it gives you a bit more versatility in the spaces that you can fill if you're a mobile DJ. Most of these speakers these days have inbuilt amps. They're also digital, which means that they're nice and easy to carry. Lastly, let's cover club setups. Now club setups are fixed. In fact, you can't move them about at all. They're running power and sound off external amplifiers. They're called passive speakers. There are power amps, and then there are amplifiers for the audio. They can sometimes take up a whole room. For fixed setups at clubs, venues, even coffee shops, you're best seeking professional audio guidance. Speak to an audio or sound engineer and get them to come to your venue to really scope out what's best for the room and what's best for what you want to achieve. You benefit big time from getting a professional who knows exactly what they're doing and can get the right setup for you and what you're after. So that's our tips on speakers. They're kind of the 3 things that you're going to be coming across. Whatever the case, just remember, there's no right or wrong when it comes to speakers. Go for the ones that you love and don't overthink it. Cheers.